Okay, look, we're back again with the Ranger. Let's see what we can do today. We're rocking a Vinyl basket, which means we're going to get a ton of sales in our round 1. Now, honestly, feeling a lot better. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. My sickness is dying down a little bit. But do we want the puzzle bag at the very beginning? It will be kind of awesome, so I'm going to take it. Let's grab a little shark ball. Let's craft you up. I wouldn't mind grabbing a whetstone. Piggy bank, since you're on sale, I'm going to take, but I'm going to roll. Looking for another weapon. So we're going to end up taking this broom. As for the piggy bank, I do want to add it in, but I also want to grab this big old banana. But since we've one goal left and we got a bunch of sales in round 1, I'm going to roll. Yeah, I'm going to rock on with this. This is going to be round 1. It shouldn't be terribly bad. We should be able to deal quite a bit of damage. We don't have a whole lot of survivability, so we could be in trouble in that regards. And in the first 5 seconds of the fight, we're going to be moving our little shard ball a little bit too slow. And so, yeah, we do end up losing. Our opponent did have a big old spear though, which definitely smashes it a little bit. We're going to grab this garlic. I'm not going to take any of these items. I'm going to grab this bit of storage. Do we get a puzzle bag? Unfortunately not. And let's go ahead and grab this big old banana. And it's looking pretty decent. I don't really want to roll, but I'm going to actually. I'll take the shiny shell for a bit more of a heal as well. And might as well grab an extra stone. And with that, I'm going to venture on once again. So we should be able to stack up a little bit of spikes. It does trigger a bit slower with our puzzle bag at first, but after 5 seconds, it's going to start going nuts. Which means we should be able to get a little bit more heals with our banana as well. Shiny shell that keeps a little bit healthier as well. And definitely looking a lot better than round 1. For sure. Hell yeah. Now we do have a choice to make. Do we want to take Nourish Please, Echoing Battle Cry, Unique is always awesome. Or do we gamble? I kind of want to gamble. So let's see what we get. Enchanted weapons. Definitely, possibly the worst outcome we could have got. I'm going to be taking this Hunger Blade. I'm going to be grabbing this fanny pack, give us a puzzle bag. Unfortunately, it didn't actually give us one. I'm going to roll for now. And I'm going to sell a broom. I'm going to take a wooden sword, just in case we go for a Prismatic Sword. Which, honestly, that's kind of what I'm going for. But I'm also going to take this extra garlic. And might as well reserve this ladder bag and move on with this. So enchanted weapons, I say it's not great because it does require 5 hits to get 1 effective. So it's really not that great. 10% chance. Unfortunately, it's not going to be that great for right now. Now, can we beat down this ranger? Being super greedy? Awesome, we definitely can. It was looking a bit dicey to start, but we managed to get there. Hell yeah. Let's grab you. Do you want to craft up a lucky pig? Maybe. Let's grab the extra stone. Let's roll again. Do we want to help out to craft up a shelly? I'm going to keep buying bags for now because I'm trying to get a puzzle bag of love, which it didn't give us. Let's sell a stone, and let's go ahead and grab this, and let's go ahead and craft up good old shelly. Because shelly with the puzzle bag is going to be really awesome as well. Yeah, let's move on once again. So we got Vampirism with a little Tuskpoker. Vampirism doesn't work with ranged weapons, so it's not that great. But it does keep us a little bit healthier by giving us lifesteal on our Hunger Blade. Which is fantastic with the Vinyl basket with all the healing amplification we're going to have. Now, our opponent has a guard power, so they're going to start stacking up in power, so that is going to be a lot of damage. So we could be in a little bit of trouble, but I think we still have the advantage. And awesome. Definitely awesome. And talk about awesome, we're going to grab our red orchid collar. Yeah, I've been pronouncing it wrong the whole time. So we're going to take it. And I do want to craft up this round. So I'm actually tempted to sell 2 for stones. As mad as that is, I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to reserve this stamina sack. And yeah, we're going to move on. So I did place our Shelly in with her puzzle bag. It is going to go down to 14.4 seconds for the first 5 seconds of the fight. But after that, it should be about 9 seconds to trigger. Which is going to be really fantastic. I'll check it right now. 8 seconds actually. So 8-second heal from Shelly is kind of nuts. But hell yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be close. It's going to begin to Reaper and smash him. So we're going to get our Orchid. Going to keep pronouncing that wrong, which should be amazing. Let's grab our stamina sack, which does give us a puzzle bag of energy. Now, I'm not sure if I really do want this. As mad as that sounds. We could grab it for Hunger Blade, but I'm not that interested in it, to be honest. I'm going to grab this though, however. I'm going to keep rolling for now. Another shiny shell I don't really want, so let's roll again. And healing herb I will gladly take. So maybe we want to get rid of our little Tuskpoker to put in our wooden sword to make use of a bunch of lifesteal. But with our Orchid, every bit of luck is going to be lifesteal on our weapon anyway. Just the Vampirism is going to be crit chance, so it's not terribly bad. So I am going to move on with this. Although we are going to be getting shielded, which I'm glad we did keep our little Tusk Poker because they're going to block melee damage. So our Hunger Blade is going to be blocked like crazy. But we should have a decent bit of crit chance. 20% is not terribly bad, but our opponent does have an insane amount of damage. Especially with a 20 badge, this double axe is going to be traveling really fast. Now Shelly has kept us in it, but that's going to be one big smack from the axe and we're going to be taken out. And unfortunately, yeah. Our opponent just had so much damage reduction, it was kind of nuts. And speaking of kind of nuts, another bloody amulet. Let's grab you 2, let's roll again. Mana orb if you do want it. Every time you see a bag we have to take it because it could be that puzzle bag of love. And we do want to put a red orchid in it along with our Shelly. For tons and tons and tons and tons of heals. As for this bag, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to keep rolling though. I could have went for a second Shelly, but I don't really want that. I can also go for Bloodthorn. Bloodthorn would be awesome as well, but I kind of want to keep this as a Hunger Blade for now. And yeah, I'm going to venture on once again. So we should be able to start off with 20% crit chance since we do have quite a bit of Bloody Amulet. Quite a bit of Vampirism. Our opponent is going to be cleansing some of it though with that garlic, which could be problematic. 28% crit chance. And we do need more luck. More luck means more lifesteal. But we should still be in a decent spot, although that's a lot of power on a Falcon Blade, which is going to deal insane damage. And unfortunately, we do want to fall short. Which not so good. Now, I did say we wanted luck. And one way we do get luck is by taking a piercing arrow. It also gives us massive crit damage. So I'm thinking instead of going Aegis's Leaf, Big Ball of Treats, Meg Clover, I think we're going to go piercing arrow today. As bad as that sounds. However, I'm going to roll for now. And we get a Prismatic Orb. So we're going to say goodbye to this. Paradise Bird will be amazing, so I do want to grab the bird as well, but I'm going to be crafting up a Prismatic Sword. But let's venture on with this for now. Once you get a Prismatic Sword in, we should be in a fantastic spot. And honestly, this is possibly the worst positioned Prismatic Orb of my life. Because we could have got an insane amount of Vampirism from the beginning by placing this a lot better. But so far it's not looking too bad. We're dealing some big damage, we got lots of luck, which means lots of lifesteal and smashing. Hell yeah. And we got our Paradise, what the hell? We got our Prismatic Sword. Now I'm going to grab the bird, but I'm also going to grab the armor. I'm also going to roll for now. And we could grab a second Hunger Blade, we could also grab a Vampiric Goober too. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be crafting up another Vampiric armor. But the build idea I did have in mind was something like this, except grabbing a bunch of red orchids. Grabbing a bunch of red orchids beside our Prismatic Sword for a bunch of freaking lifesteal. But let's move on with this. The thing about having our Hunger Blade in right now instead of just having a Prismatic Sword is we're going to be running out of stamina a little bit. But you're going to have so much lifesteal, you're going to have a small bit of scaling damage. We're just going to have tons and tons of heals. And we should be able to survive pretty much everything. And awesome. Now we did get shielded, we did get an Acorn Ace, which does decrease our stamina cost. We got Hardwood as well, but I really did want to grab Blood Manipulation. Do we gamble again or do we just take our Acorn Ace? Because that will lower the cost of our Hunger Blade along with the Prismatic Sword. Which I'm kind of down for. I'm going to grab the carrot. We could grab this too and let's grab another fanny pack. I'm going to roll again. And I'm going to keep on for now. I will gladly take this for now as well. And we do get a puzzle bag of endurance, which I'm not sure if I do want that puzzle bag of endurance, to be quite honest. Armor I don't exactly want either, so I'm going to roll for now, and that is another bird, another freaking bloody amulet, which I do want to grab as much bloody amulets as possible. Now I do honestly have to move you over in this position for now to get a little bit more lifesteal, but this should be genuinely awesome, potentially. Am I going to take another one? I think I'm going to. But we should be able to heal for an insane amount with this single Prismatic Sword, which honestly has a 0.6 stamina cost and a 0.6 with our Hunger Blade. So we should have no issues with stamina whatsoever and stay insanely healthy with tons of block as well. And not too bad. Let's grab more storage. Let's grab you. The unfortunate thing is with a piercing arrow, we're going to lose out on a little activator here. Although, That is a perfect sapphire, so we could attack through armor, but what we're missing is another red orchid color. Orchid. I'm probably gonna be pronouncing it wrong for the rest of my life, to be honest. I'm gonna sell our piggy bank though, along with these for now. And I'm gonna grab this bit of storage also. This gives another puzzle bag of endurance, which I don't necessarily actually really do want. For now, though, I'm gonna be crabbing up this red orchid's color for now. But I am gonna venture on once again. Not gonna take any of these items, we could take it, but it is what it is. Once we get a second one, we're gonna have quite a bit of lifesteal from this. Because each bit of luck is literally going to be lifesteal. Up to 50% per red orchid color. It sounds like a robot saying it at that time. We're going to be getting a broccoli goober, but hell yeah, we're full HP. Smashing. And speaking of smashing, that is a big perfect red ruby for a ton of lifesteal. I mean, this is already going to have quite a bit of lifesteal. But taking an extra one, add 35% more lifesteal or even more healing amplification on our vampiric armor is going to be awesome. So, is it crazy not to take it? Because it's a lot of gold. It is an insane amount of gold. But it's so much freaking lifesteal that I think it is going to be worth it. Or am I crazy? I could be just crazy. That I think I'm going to sell this little triple ruby and a garlic to take it. Now, I'm not sure if we do want it in our weapon for 35% more lifesteal, or do we want it in our armor for 40% increased healing? I mean, 40% increased healing is definitely going to be awesome. So I think I'm going to keep it in our armor for now. We should have an insane amount of heals, especially with 2 red orchid colors. Our opponent is going to have some vulnerability. They're going to be stacking up a lot of power. And they're going to be stealing a lot of our buffs with that katana. So we're not going to have as much lifesteal as I'd like to, since we're going to be getting rid of a lot of our luck. But we should have 64% crit chance. And we still should be staying at full life unless they do get their invulnerability. But our damage scaling is going to be relatively low. And our stamina is slightly running out, which is kind of crazy. But this Prismatic Sword is going super fast with the puzzle bag. You know, they still got their invulnerability. They stacked up quite a bit of max life. This katana is going to be dealing some big damage as well. But we're still full HP. And awesome. Now I'm going to have a quick check of how much healing we already have. We already have 122 healing per second, which is kind of mad at this point of the game. As for damage, 50 DPS, which is pretty good, especially when they did reduce a lot of our damage. But I'm gonna roll. Do we want a blue sapphire? Not exactly. Let's keep moving. And I'm gonna keep rolling. Okay, topaz I would gladly take. 50 more block. Does give us a puzzle bag of energy. No puzzle bag, unfortunately. King's crown we could have taken. But I'm gonna keep rolling for now. We're going to take this in the next round, but I am also looking to potentially grab more colors, more prismatic orbs. So, definitely want to go for a Paradise Orb. But we also want our prismatic orbs to be on our prismatic sword. But I'm going to grab another bit of luck. Grabbing as much luck on a piercing arrow, maybe not the best idea, because honestly, we're going to be stacking up so much luck that it doesn't really matter that much. We are going to take on this debuff inflicting Holy Spear Frostbite type combat. We're going to be inflicting a lot of blinds. A lot of colds, a lot of poison. So can we keep up? Because we're dealing some big damage right now. We've got tons and tons of heals. And a blood manipulation would go nuts in this build, by the way. And awesome. Now our DPS at this point in the game is a little bit lower. It's on 41 DPS, so it could be higher for sure. As for heals though, 100 healing per second, even with healing reduction. It's looking pretty darn awesome. And also, if we did have false life, this build will be insanely better. But we managed to get enchanted weapons, which is actually not too bad with the Prismatic Sword. And Acorn Ace, which honestly just reduced our stamina cost so we can have in an extra weapon. Yeah, I think we should be okay for now. Let's grab you. Let's grab this, hoping for another puzzle bag. We did get a puzzle bag of rune. Not the one I'm looking for. Let's keep rolling. And hell yeah, that's smashing, let's sell you, let's take it. Let's go ahead and craft up our next one. As for this, I just want to offer up some gemstones. I don't really want to get rid of anything. Is there anything else we want to get rid of? Not exactly, so I'm just going to let these go for now. Although I'm actually going to take this and offer that up as well. 4 gold. Not a whole lot. But it is what it is. But can we take on this Ruby Chunk, Mana Thirst, Mana Mastery? They're going to get lots and lots of power with those ones. But can they actually beat us down? Because honestly, it's not looking close whatsoever. And we got our first Prismatic Orb. And we got ourselves another Red Orchid, which is amazing. Literally, the craziest we could have got. So I think we're going to move our armor away from our Prismatic Sword. We're going to take you to... I do want to place a bird in... You don't really want to be targeting our Hunger Blade, unfortunately. Maybe if we switch it to this side, and have a bird being in this position for now as well. Well, let's grab another little topaz. You want another Hellpod? Not exactly. Let's roll once. Let's sell you, and we're going to take this extra bird. But our Prismatic Sword is going to have 7 vampiric items, which means insane lifesteal. Once you craft up Paradise Burb, yeah, should be pretty good. And we'll have every single one of our red orchids inside our Puzzle Bag of Luck, which means 20% more healing on all these. So it's going to get nuts. It's literally going to get nuts. And we should be able to get a lot of vampirism, although this is Hammer Dagger heaven right here. And we don't get a chance to play the game because, holy moly, we're back to full HP, but yeah, Hammer Dagger craziness right there. Really strong still. We've no caps to prevent it, unfortunately. So we do end up falling short behind that. Let's grab our second bird, which I'm going to place in behind this other bird. Let's grab this bit of storage, Puzzle Bag of Ruin, let's grab another set of healing herbs, let's roll again. And I'm going to grab another topaz. Let's keep rolling. And we could actually get rid of this Hunger Blade right now, if we really did want to. We do got a lot of topazes though to help with our base stamina regen, so I might keep it for now. Do we want this? You know what? We actually really do want this customer card. To the point where we're going to sell one of these gemstones. I might actually sell another topaz to take it. Because we do want to find one more Prismatic Orb. One more Prismatic Orb and we should be in a fantastic spot. But we are going to begin a debuff stacking buff removal type build with insane amount of blind. And they're going to be moving a lot of our luck. So we're going to have 0% accuracy. And if we can't hit, we can't lifesteal. And this is definitely one way we're going to lose. Unfortunately, if we can't hit, we can't lifesteal. And they just have insane amounts of blind already. So unfortunately, yeah, we do want to fall short. Now we do get another bird, which I don't really want. We could take the cap to kind of help us not get bursted down, which I do like. Let's roll again. Can we find one Prismatic Orb? Doesn't really look like it. We could trade up an Orchid for Stone Skipper, which I don't necessarily really want to do. And we do get it. So I'm going to sell you. I'm going to sell this too. And is it time we sell our Hunger Blade? I'm going to sell it. Which means I'm going to place these on our weapon. I'm going to sell this too. And I might sell this Protective Little Purse. So now Prismatic Orb is going to have Life Steal, it's going to have scaling damage, it's going to inflict debuffs, and it's going to have increased attack speed. And with our bird, we should be able to trigger faster and faster. And we should be able to get lots and more heals from this. As long as we don't face a debuff stacking build or instant one-hit Hammer Dagger builds, I think we should be in a fantastic spot. Because we do got lots and lots of vampirism. You're going to be traveling pretty slow at first, but after 5 seconds, it's going to go nuts. And we should have infinite heals after that. Back to full HP. Now they do resurrect, they do get invulnerability, but every hit is literally going to put us back at HP. Full HP, I mean. And as you can see, we already have 400 healing per second. 400 healing per second with DPS a little bit lower, since we did get rid of one of our weapons. But we got our second Paradise Burb. I'm going to grab this so we can place that back in. And it's looking kind of smashing. Now let's roll. Don't really want any of these items. Another cap would go a long way, although we could just take another bird and just speed everything up even faster. We just keep rolling for now. We could grab a Jin's Lamp to try and lamp as well, which would be nice, but I'm not going to. Hunger Blade, not exactly. Another set of blueberries so we can stack up a little bit of luck, which honestly I'm kind of down for. Although I think I like a Fanfare. Fanfare to be removing a little bit of stamina, to be stacking up some empowered, increasing our damage just a small bit. I think I am going to take that. Which I do really want to place down in this position to be targeting our Fanfare, which means our Shelly isn't really going to be in kind of the bird loop. But this is going to be final builds. A Piercing Arrow, Prismatic Sword with a bunch of red orchids for an insane amount of lifesteal. As long as we don't get stunned, as long as we don't get blinded, we should definitely be able to stay at full HP. With super fast birds, with super fast Prismatic Sword, it should be awesome. But let's go and see if this is really going to be good enough. And we are going to begin an Excalibur with a Mana Thirst with infinite mana. this Excalibur is going to be going crazy. We'll be stacking up an insane amount of max life with these Badgers and these Cheeses. So we're going to see who's going to outscale who. But they're also going to be inflicting a little bit of cold on us. But after 5 seconds, our Prismatic Sword is triggering every half second. Which, as you can see, we're getting an insane amount of heals. So this could potentially be the longest fight in all time. Because we're going to be scaling up our damage, but our opponent is also going to be scaling up a lot of their buffs. But as long as we hit with a Prismatic Sword, we should heal straight back to full every single time. The only thing is, if they do manage to burst us down, but they got so much max life, that they might be able to outsurvive us, because they're starting to deal some big chunks to our HP. And unfortunately, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Even though we had insane amount of heals, our opponent just managed to outpace us. But they did manage to have 151 DPS, being a lot of damage from their Excalibur, Manitors, but they did manage to hit the nuts with a Blue Sage's Collar on the mage, unfortunately. So we just couldn't keep up with that. That's literally infinite mana for our opponents, which means Excalibur can keep triggering really awesomely. Now, as for heals, how much healing did we get? One Prismatic Sword managed to deal 400 healing per second. We had 665 healing per second, healing for 12,000 HP within 18 seconds, which is nuts. As for opponents healing, they had 100 healing per second, but they managed to get 78 max health gain per second. And we still managed to get outpaced. The only problem is our DPS was a little bit lower than our opponents. We still had 100 DPS, well 93 actually. While our opponent's DPS was a lot higher, unfortunately, with 153. And we still had 650 healing per second, even with healing reduction. Now there's a couple of ways we could have improved this build. If we managed to get the skill Blood Manipulation, we would get so much more damage. It would have been nuts. If we would have got False Life, we would have had infinite max life second. 600 max life per second would have been crazy. And a big major flaw is maybe keeping one of these red orchids as a normal color. Because currently, we don't have a way to scale up our vampirism. So keeping it as one color, as normal, we will scale up our crits as well as our lifesteal with our piercing arrow instead. But we did survive 1 life left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 10 to rank us up quite a bit actually. But I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to go for the next one. I'll see you next time. Now, can we deal with crit with staff, Dancing Dragon? They're going to get some big crits on this Dancing Dragon. It's going to deal lots and lots of damage. But again, as long as we hit with our Prismatic Sword, we should be able to heal back to full. And unless they burst us down, yeah, we're going to have no trouble. That's for sure, because every hit heals us straight back to full. And awesome. Okay, we're back in some round 18 fights. We're going to begin Hyper Hedgehogs, Bloodthorn, Big Bullet Trees. Except this time we're rocking a different Prismatic Sword type build. We're going to have False Life to scale up our max life. We also got a Stone Golem to give us a bunch of block. And also damage reduction with the full body protection as well. So we should be able to stack up our max life, except when we're hitting this invulnerability. But we're almost at 900 max life. And it's looking a lot better, giving us a chance to scale up our max life. The problem is, it's going to be a much weaker healing per second Prismatic Sword build. And not too bad. Okay, we're back with a Bloodthorn version. Now we're going to begin Hammer Dagger action. Can we survive this? Potentially. Maybe not, because we're going to be dealing lots and lots of damage. We're going to be stunless, but as long as we hit, we should be able to heal back to full. And actually not looking too bad. Hell yeah. Awesome even.